So, Tokyo Revengers. Part 1 is finally upon us on the global side of the game, which means of course Mikey and Mitsuya and also Takamichi will be coming to the game later tonight, or they may already be in the game by the time you guys are watching this video, which means it's time for the one and only Should You Summon. Of course, not all these characters are summonable, like for example Takamichi, you get this guy from just playing the event. However, for Mitsuya and Mikey, you need to summon for these two. Of course, we don't just have them on the banner. We also have Sony J and Grace, which, oh man, these two other banner units are not too great. I'm telling you, man, every single time there's a good unit or a unit that everybody wants, GS always comes through and puts the worst banner mates possible on the banner with them. But as I always say, ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. So let's give you a brief rundown of these characters. Mikey being one of the first Tokyo Revengers units to grace global. This man is a critical damage dealer. He's able to give himself art gauge with his skill plus feint. He's able to increase everybody's damage if they're a human, and he also has a 100% crit rate. However, Mikey has a very unique passive, which is his Tokyo Manji gang leader. And what this passive says is that the higher your HP is, the higher your crit damage is, up to a maximum of 200%. And this passive alone allows him to deal insane amounts of critical damage. He's probably one of the best critical damage dealers in the game, especially considering that you can even get his damage higher, but just by a base, he already has 200% more crit damage. Not only does he have this passive, of course, he also has stuff like auto-filling his own art gauge by 3, and he has human killer level 3, which is kind of whatever. The art gauge is nice, but human killer, you don't really fight too many humans as bosses. His slots are pretty good too. He has a 5-star physical, 5-star defense, and 5-star support. Very universal slots. He has some defensive stuff there. He has some supporting stuff. Really good overall. And as for Mikey as a whole, I think he's going to be a really strong character. I think a lot of people are going to be looking out for him and be using him in a lot of situations. I can see people using him in nukes. I can see him being used in more sustained, more mines type fights and stuff like that. I can see people running him specifically on just a human team, since he is able to give everybody that 70% damage up. And there's really not much else to say. Mikey overall is a very strong unit. I don't want to say meta breaking by any means, but very good. Being able to be used in pretty much all aspects of the game. The only time you won't use Mikey is whenever critical damage is like completely negated or resisted or something else. That's whenever Mikey's viability will definitely go down, since he is that critical damage dealer. But hey, that's literally with every critical damage dealer in the game. Next we have Mitsuya. Mitsuya is more of like a supporting character from this crossover, with him being able to reduce the enemy's evasion rate with the skill. With his art, he's able to buff up everybody's physical equipment CTs, and then with the true art, he's able to give everybody 4 art gauge, and you increase all allies attack by 120 for 20 seconds. You can see this is literally Hatsune Miku's freaking true art, or to be more specific, I really want to say this is Sakura Miku's true art, even though I think that they both have the same true art. Either way though, now he can autofill everyone's art gauge. It's not tied to a specific element, and he gives everybody 120 attack. And me personally, I think this character could be good. I know a lot of people are saying like, oh, he's not going to be that great due to the fact that his slot is a 5-star magic, 5-star heal, and 4-star support. People said he would be a lot better if he did have that 5-star support, which I personally think so too. But I also want to say that this character could be really great as like a last unit in a team. Like you want just more damage. Say like you already have a lot of the other damage buffs covered, and you just want something else, maybe someone else like an Archgen, and give a damage buff or something. And then you have Mitsuya that does that. He gives an attack up buff plus art gauge, which is pretty nice. I do want to say though that after a certain point, increasing your attack is kind of like pointless, because let's say like you buffed your attack all the way up to like 400-500%, you're gonna have diminishing returns on that. So it's just not even gonna be worth it after a certain point. And I don't even know if like 120 is already like not worth it. You guys have to tell me down below in the comment section. From what I understand, usually like 100% is like that sweet spot. As for the passives on Mitsuya though, he has his unique passive, which is able to increase his own art gauge by 200, and he recovers 50% of his own HP when he's near death. He also has paralysis resistance and good condition art gauge, meaning that he autofills his own art gauge by 5 when his HP is 90% or more. He's self-sufficient, he's able to support his allies, and to be honest, I like him. As for the other two banner mates, we have the girl Sunny here, and if you don't know about Sunny, she's pretty much like a nuking support unit. The reason for that is because she's able to hold 2 5-star support items, meaning that she can hold like 2 type 0s or 2 other really strong supporting items. She also has her passive like True Eyes, which gives her team 30% accuracy and I think 30% crit damage up. Also a really nice damage buff there. And then she has the True Art, which gives everybody arts damage up. Of course, it's not that high nowadays. It's only 30% arts damage up, but if you're an earth or light unit, you get an extra 30%, so 60% arts damage up in total. I don't think she's like super top tier. However, if you're just getting into nuking or you may need like a supporter of some kind, she's pretty solid. But nowadays we have a lot of units that can kind of do her job a little bit better and give more damage buffs. As for the next unit, I think I actually called this girl Grace, and her name's not Grace. That's the other part. That's so weird. Usually they put their title before their name. That's just weird. I think whenever this character came out, no one really looked at her. However, I do know she can heal a lot. So I guess if you need that, go for it. But there's a lot of other characters that can do healing plus other support nowadays and just this. Also, a fun fact about her, apparently none of her stuff does damage. That's kind of crazy. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at the verdict. Some of you guys have really been waiting for this crossover, including myself. I've been really looking forward to Tokyo Revengers, and unfortunately with the other two banner mates, it does kind of bring the value of this banner down quite a bit. But if I look at it from an analytical eye, I don't think it's that bad. Mikey and Mitsuya are both great units. It definitely help you out quite a bit, especially Mikey. He could be like one of the only damage dealers you need if you're starting out in the game, or if you're, more of a veteran player, he could be a very good, damage dealer to complement your account already. However, Mikey is just a damage dealer. He's not really doing anything else, so you could probably easily skip him and just wait for other damage dealers, because damage dealers always come out in GS. As for Mitsuya, he's kind of an odd one, I want to say. Mitsuya being the way he is, I could see a lot of people being like, yeah, he's good. I could also see a lot of people saying he's bad, but he is kind of a support unit to an extent, even though he doesn't have a 5-star support slot, which is really the only thing that I think is holding him back. If he had a 5-star support slot, I think he would be amazing. Since he doesn't though, I think he kind of appears a little bit weaker than some of the other options we have in the game already, but still I think is a really great character. Even if you get him as a new player, I think he'll still help you. However, I also feel like that if you're older, you probably will really benefit from Mitsuya, since you can kind of make him work, since you have a lot more options at your disposal. And as for the other two characters, Sony is definitely the better one out of the two. If you get her, she can set you up for nuking and all that type of stuff if you're newer to the game. If you're older though, you probably already have better nuking options, so she's probably just going to be taking up space in your box. But at the same time, she does have that niche of giving accuracy, so it's possible that she comes out every now and again. So this is what I'll say. I think that this is a banner that you can do a multi and then pass. Or what you could do as well is that you do a multi, wait for the crossover reset so you get your guaranteed 5-star multi back, and then do a multi again once that happens, and then determine whether or not you want to go deeper. I think that'd be a good way to go about it. I don't think you skip this banner. I think this banner has two units that are really freaking good. I don't think they're going to be like meta breaking by any means, but one being a very top tier damage dealer and the other one being a very strong support. Unless you're like a diehard fan, I wouldn't really like go super broke on this banner, just because we have so many like top tier meta characters coming out very soon in GS. The main one of course being Emperor, that a lot of people are looking out for. So I know a lot of people are saving for him, and people may just not even like glance at Tokyo Revengers at all. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about this. I'm still debating if I'm going to be doing a summon video or not on it. I'll just have to see. But for all my peeps out there that's going to be doing a summon tonight or tomorrow or whenever this video goes live, I wish all you guys the best of luck. Hopefully you walk away with the unit you want. And I know we didn't talk about it, but if you guys are going to be summoning on the gacha equip banner, then I wish you guys luck on that as well, because there's some really good equips from that banner too. But thank you all for coming out. It's been your boy OP. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more. If you enjoyed this video, I highly recommend you check out either one of the videos popping up on the screen right now. Great content. Guarantee you'll love them. And oh yeah, before you leave, don't forget to drink water.